How's it going, everyone? I haven't made any types of videos like this before, but it's something I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. Recently, I just graduated from my undergraduate university in Philadelphia called Temple University, and it was a lot of experiences. Not every music school is always going to be perfect, just know that, no matter where you go. But I've really wanted to just share my experience from there and some lessons I've learned. And I believe it can help anyone who might be in the process of applying to maybe an undergraduate or possibly graduate school right now. And just maybe some things to keep in mind during your process. So I came from a small town in California called Redding, California. And I didn't really want to go to a big music school, actually. I wanted to stay small, small mindseted. Without my parents, I probably wouldn't have gone to Temple, but it was something that was honestly life changing. And I'm very glad I got outside of my hometown, because if I stayed there, I probably would have just stayed the same player, would have just thought the same. I wouldn't have gotten any real life experience outside of my hometown, and I wouldn't have really lived, I guess, more adventurous or explorative life, if you want to say. And I'm very glad I got pushed outside my comfort zone. I was very scared, and I just wanted to go to my local community college. But as soon as I got to Philly, I started making new friends. And for me, I'm a pretty introverted person. I would like to say I'm maybe an extroverted introvert, if you will. But as soon as I got to school, I started making friends. My initial thoughts of getting to school was, it was very clear kind of where I was sitting at the totem, I guess, in the school's totem pole, and I was definitely towards the bottom. I was coming from a small town, so it was kind of a big fish in a small pond situation, and getting to school was very humbling to see all the different players and where everyone was at, what their playing ability. And there was a lot of great players that helped push me and kind of to think more creatively or to think differently. So one thing I would consider when applying to a school is the location it's in, and the scene that is basically curated from it, or the type of scene that it is. So I think it's important to choose a school that has not only a good music scene, but the city that it resides in has a really good music scene. Most importantly, a place that you can grow. So Philly it's not a huge city. I mean, it's definitely a city. It's like 1.4 million or something like that. Might be wrong. But it was a place where it wasn't quite as big as New York, where I am now for my master's. But I felt like it gave me enough room, and it gave me enough time to be able to grow, especially with people who were better than me. And that is, I think, one of the most important things about choosing a school, is choosing a school with a scene that is going to make you better. So if you're going to a school, if you're thinking about going to a school that maybe the music scene or the level of the school is a little bit lower, maybe the school is offering you a lot of money, and that might be certainly an incentive to go there, and that is only for you to decide if that's worth it. But I think maybe to think about choosing the school you go to and the students and the level of the students, because they're going to be pushing you, and you want to be around people who are better than you so that you can ultimately get better. Because if you're the best at your school, you're going to help the people under you, and you will get better. But honestly, it's the students and it's the scene of the school and the scene of the city that you're in is the most important in your growth, in my opinion. It's just to choose a place that you can really see yourself grow in and blossom. When I first got to college, I was really not that good. I had a good ear, I had a good sense of music, I guess, in general, but it was the other students and my teachers, of course, that helped get me there. So choose a place that you feel like you can grow in, and that the students are going to push you. Another concern might be for some students is, when you get to school, you're going to meet a lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds. People are coming from a lot of different personality types. And sometimes you're going to run into people who are just negative, and you're not going to really have a good relationship with them. And I think it's important to treat these people with respect, and to still try and be friends with as many people as you can. and to ultimately be cool with everyone. You know, you don't want to say anything bad. You don't want to say anything bad behind someone's back or to their face. You don't want to make any comments. And it's important to realize that, you know, people who might be vibey, they have other issues going on in their life, and that is not a result of you. That is not your problem to deal with. They're just going through something, and all your job is to just either stay away from them or just meet them with love, because there's no point in trying to force a relationship where the person might be negative all the time, and you don't want to be around that. So surround yourself with people who are going to make you better. They're positive to be around, and they're going to make you not miserable. After you've graduated college, hopefully you can still be able to call them friends. You may have a hard time when you first get there. Maybe you might have trouble making friends. Always be the first one to reach out to someone. I was pretty shy, like I said, first getting into college, and I still am shy, I would say, but being that first person to say something, usually always the person who you're trying to talk to will always, you know, come at you with excitement, or, you know, they're happy to meet you. They're happy that someone wants to talk to them, and to try and to meet as many people as you can, and establish as many friendships as possible, because that's what you're there for. You're there to meet people, you're there to play with people, and to create these long lasting, hopefully lifelong friendships. Going on to making the best of your time in college. So, you know, undergraduates, for jazz school, it's 4 years, and 4 years might feel like a long time, and it is a long time, but it'll go by super quick. Now, if you're in high school right now and you're trying to apply to an undergraduate university or conservatory, it's going to be even faster than high school. It's going to be 5 times as fast, 10 times as fast. You know, the days go by super quick and the weeks go by even quicker. So make the best of your time. So live a little, go out, have a good time, have a good social life, maintain friendships, go see new things. But at the end of the day, you want to be diligent while you're there, because you are there for a reason. You were there to study music. You were there to get better at your instrument, to become a better musician. On the flip side, something I regret when I was an undergraduate was I feel like I didn't give myself enough time to enjoy the life that was around me. I was in a really great city of Philly, and there's a lot to see, a lot to do. And even outside the area, you know, you could go to DC or other places, and I didn't really do that. School is the most important thing to focus on, but I think it's also important to take time for yourself to go explore new things, not just always being in the practice room and, you know, shedding for like 8 hours a day. I think it's important to practice as much as you can, but it's also important to balance life with your school, and to make time to do things that you wouldn't normally do or you wouldn't normally see, because it's going to go by super quick. Another thing is I feel like a life well lived is one where lots of memories are made. And when I think back to my undergraduate experience, it kind of all just feels like a blur. You know, most days I was just going to school and from school, going to the gym, and, you know, of course I hung out with friends and did other stuff like that, and I had a lot of great memories. But, you know, it's kind of just all a little bit of a blur. And I think if I maybe did a little bit more things outside of my routine, I would kind of remember more things, remember more distinct dates and fun times. So definitely get out of the practice room and get outside and just live a little. So this is kind of just a brief overview of my experience in college. I am thinking about making more in-depth videos on my experience and some lessons I've learned that I think would be helpful for any young musicians coming up. If you guys have any recommendations or any questions for me, please drop them in the comments below, and maybe I can make a video about it, or I can just answer you directly. But I just think it's important to share these things, and to keep passing the information along. There's a lot of different experiences out there. One is definitely not the same. My experience probably won't be the same as you or the next person, but I think it's good to get different perspectives to know if music school is right for you and if it's something that you could see yourself doing. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time.